which is pretty impressive, but less impressive is that the horse didn't win at all last season and was very disappointing at Fakenham last time out when tailed off behind Sproston Boy. Did run better than that when beaten 4 lengths or so by Polden Pride at Fontwell prior to that, but he might just have lost his enthusiasm a little bit.
Yes, he's been around an awful long time, but the great thing about running a horse a lot of times is that they do go down in the handicap. And Drumstick has gone down an awful lot in the weights to what he was a couple of years ago. And I think you'll find it won't be too long before he's sticking his head in front. And if he is anywhere near the front, it'll be interesting watching him because he has a habit of trying to bite the other horses up the run-in. So let's hope Drumstick's upsides at the last. But Final Pride just gets ahead of him.
That's Drumstick. Being a good servant, no question about that to the Kim Bailey yard. Number 10 is Bitter Crack. Now, this has made a fair old trek down from Cumbria. It's 200 miles plus. Just had the one run this season. Well, we say this season, of course, it's only been going a couple of weeks. And was second of 9 behind Unor at Perth. Only beaten a length and 3/4. It was a pretty decent performance. It was over this trip as well. Good, consistent type. £5 out of the handicap, though. Would that concern you?
Yes, it would. I don't like seeing any horses run out from out of the handicap, but Liam Ohio said it's taken him 3.5 hours here, so I expect it's taken Bitter Crack at least 5 hours to get here, and I'm sure they haven't come here for the good of their health. That second place at Perth was only some 12 days ago, so shouldn't be any problem with fitness, and I think they're expecting a good run from him.
Well, any market support for Bitter Crack might be significant. Let's see if there is any with Ian.
No, there isn't really, Jeff, and the truth is about this market, it was always fairly light and very cramped, what we call an over-round market, and the bookmakers have had to push just about everything out to get some trade. You can now get 7-2 Final Pride, 4-1 Bitter Crack. You see they're all on the slide. The 2 original 4-1 shots, Golden Mad Jambo and Henley Regatta, out from 4s to 5s. Now you can get 6s Drumstick, 8-1 Comedy Road, 9-1 Castle King, and 14s Bar. They're working hard to get trade, but they're not getting very much. It's just Final Pride with the call, 7-2.
Golden Mad Jambo in shot there in the green colours. Not out of the first 3 in 11 runs, really hyper-consistent. Likes to front run. Is this a front runner's course, would you say?
Yes, it is. It's, as I said earlier, it's quite an easy course, so it's not too stiff a task for a horse to make the running. Unfortunately, Golden Mad Jambo has had a bit of trouble. He keeps running very well and very consistently. That was a very good run to finish second to Oscar Landeris of Ferdy Murphy's at Hereford last time, and he's got other bits and pieces of quite decent form. 3rd to Batone, 3rd to Channel Pastime, but he's a horse that doesn't seem to be able to get his head in front, so that's probably the main worry.
Desperately frustrating for Connections when the horse comes so close so often but doesn't succeed too often. That's Golden Mad Jambo in the green colours with the yellow and white quartered cap there. 1 or 2 good old servants here, and Luke's pointing out Comedy Road there.
Yes, I've got to give a good old Comedy Road a mention. It's been plagued with really bad legs, but I've won a couple of races on him, one here at Worcester on him and one at Uttoxeter, and if we're capturing some of his old form, would have a chance, but it's just whether his old legs hold out.
Here's our commentator now, Ian Mackenzie.
Lining up now. About to go at any moment. Judy Grange not quite satisfied with the start at the moment. The Lorry Man coming up in the pink colours, nearest to shot. It's Henley Regatta standing at the back.
They're understood as others, they're off.
So in this Overbury Club Athletica handicap chase, they have 15 fences to jump. Golden Mad Jambo just has a very narrow lead from the Lorry Man as they go to the first. Drumstick is also racing right up with them. At the other end of the field, Salcombe Harbour. It looks as though Hamper could be just getting a little bit outpaced already. He's a good 12 lengths from the leader as they go over the second. And Golden Mad Jambo racing out wide. Took that one in front of the Lorry Man as they go into the first turn. They're being followed then by Bitter Crack, who races 3rd. Drumstick is next. That's towards the outside of Comedy Road, and they're chased by Final Pride as they make their way towards the home straight. Castle King comes after the leading line, but quite a long run before they get towards this next fence. When they reach it, it's an open ditch, and the Lorry Man on the inside, disputes the lead with Golden Mad Jambo. Clear now by about 8 lengths from Bitter Crack and Drumstick and Comedy Road as they land over it. Then comes Final Pride with Castle King. Henley Regatta still towards the rear of the field, and Hamper the back marker of all as the tail swishing the Lorry Man disputes it there with Golden Mad Jambo. Castle King not too fluent at the 4th, down towards the 5th, and Roddy Green takes Golden Mad Jambo into a very narrow lead here from the Lorry Man. They continue to race a little way clear of Drumstick with the big sheepskin noseband, the white face, then Comedy Road. Then after these, as they jump the fence, will be the last after another circuit, is Bitter Crack, then Final Pride. Hamper driven along to make headway. Castle King next, then Henley Regatta, and Salcombe Harbour's always been in the last pair. So 6 of the 15 jumped. Golden Mad Jambo still setting this decent gallop to the Lorry Man and Comedy Road. Hamper now gone up into 4th place. That one's chased by Drumstick. Then comes Bitter Crack and Castle King. But the field well grouped up together now. Still at the back is Salcombe Harbour. Henley Regatta has also been towards the rear throughout. So they go on to a line of 5 fences in the back straight, and first one they come to is plain and then an open ditch. And as they race to it, the Lorry Man is one of a line of 4 who are virtually disputing it. Hamper, Golden Mad Jambo and Castle King being the other 3. Then comes Drumstick, Bitter Crack and Final Pride. Henley Regatta only about a length behind these, and a little gap to Salcombe Harbour, about 7 or 8. Very slow at that one, the tongue-tied Salcombe Harbour. Towards the open ditch, now there are 3 more or less disputing it. Golden Mad Jambo having weakened pretty quickly under pressure, and that drops right back as Comedy Road leads there, and they go on towards the water. Comedy Road from Henley Regatta, who's made very smooth progress on the inside of them. Bitter Crack also there, and Final Pride has joined the line as well. And after these, the Lorry Man is just starting to weaken in behind Drumstick as they race on towards the next, and Hamper up there too. So they come to jump the second last in the back straight, and going over that one, Final Pride was the leader, but Henley Regatta coming through very quickly now as they go towards the 5th from home. Henley Regatta from Comedy Road moving back again, then Final Pride and Hamper. Bitter Crack is about 5 behind them and jumps slowly, weakening, and after this one races Drumstick. Now Hamper comes under pretty strong pressure, tailed off at the back of the field. Castle King, Golden Mad Jambo and the Lorry Man are all way out of contention, but there'd be about 8 lengths covering the rest of them. Henley Regatta just leading by a neck or so as they make their way round this turn towards the final open ditch. The one upsides on the outside then is Comedy Road. Then comes Hamper with Bitter Cracks trying to get back into it. Drumstick round the outside of them. Final Pride doesn't look to be going very well back in 6th place. Now about 8 lengths off the leader, scrubbed along by Robert Thornton, and all the others are tailed off. So they race down now towards this open ditch, and as they come to it, Henley Regatta on the right jumped it rather quicker there than Comedy Road, who's being pretty hard driven, and Simon Barrow and Henley Regatta come towards the 3rd last with the advantage from Comedy Road. Henley Regatta on the right, Comedy Road on the left. They're clear then by 8 lengths from Bitter Crack. Comedy Road in front again as they come towards the 2nd last from Henley Regatta. Bitter Crack plugging on in 3rd place, followed then by Hamper as they take that. Then comes Final Pride. Golden Mad Jambo, Castle King and the Lorry Man have all been pulled up, but down towards the last fence and Comedy Road and Richard Johnson, they're the leaders. They're about a length in front, and Henley Regatta, and they're well clear of Bitter Crack, who's 3rd. Final Pride a mistake, then Hamper and Drumstick. That's all that's left in the race, but Comedy Road kept up to his work, is running on gallantly in the lead, comes down the centre of the course, and he's going to win this Overbury Club Athletica chase. Comedy Road in front, Henley Regatta for 2nd place, 3rd Bitter Crack, and the others to get home, Final Pride, Hamper and Drumstick.
He wasn't the one that we suggested would win, but Luke did say that if he was back to his best, back to some of his old form, then he could trot up this evening. Didn't need to be at his very best, did he? 12 years old, and isn't it lovely to see an old horse like that win again?
Fantastic, wasn't he? Real brave old horse. Hasn't won for 324 days, so Richard Lee done a good job with him. Richard Lee's horse is just starting to come into form, and is always the story when a trainer's horse is come into form, they're the one to follow, and he's proved that with Comedy Road.
Let's take a look at how he did it again. We can join them 2 out, and he's been driven to the front now by Richard Johnson. And at this stage, well, Just fiddles that one a little bit.
Yes, he looked like he had the race in the bag there, but just met that bit wrong. Richards had to take a pull and set him up for the fence, but coming down to the last, he meets this one quite nicely, and nice stride, jumps out really well.
It's only a question really if he blows up, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, that's always a worry after all that length of time off, but he's pretty strong, Richard. if you made me go, I think I'd be fairly keen to, and he's just keeping him up to his work, isn't he? But he's got the race quite cosily.
Comedy Road winning again at 12. Another good run by Henley Regatta, who you suspect will find a race very shortly indeed, running well and running consistently. And favourite backers Final Pride, well, they knew their fate pretty early on. Final Pride making a couple of rather bad mistakes on the far side.